Hello everyone, this time let's learn instructions for ASP engineers. In this training, you will learn the process of pre-sales testing and points need to pay attention during pre-sales project. This slide has 4 parts. The first 3 parts are what you need to do during pre-testing, on-site testing and after testing, and the last one is common questions and answers in the project. Now let's take a look at the first part. What do we need to do during pre-testing? There are 4 points to note. Firstly, you need to confirm the customer's requirements. You should have meeting with sales engineer and technical manager to discuss and clarify the customer's requirements, analyze whether there are any risks and find the solution. Technical manager should send meeting minutes for summarizing and recording. During the meeting, you also need to confirm the test planning, confirm timeline of the project, and arrange time for pre-testing. You also need to confirm the testing location in order to arrange transportation and accommodation. Thirdly, you need to confirm the device model and version used for testing. You need to borrow devices from the service manager. After that, you need to build the environment for pre-testing according to customers' requirements. After that, you can obtain test cases from sales engineer and technical manager, and then do pre-testing to verify them. The H3C official website has baseline test cases and configuration guidance, which you can use to learn how to configure related functions. During the pre-testing, you need to send daily test report to synchronize testing progress and record risks. After obtaining the device, you need to check the device version and upgrade to the recommended version for testing. Let's take a look at how to download the software version of device. We can view detailed downloading instructions. Visit the H3C official website and click Support in the navigation bar, then click Resource Center, Software Download. Then select corresponding products. We select switches for example, and then select specific model. Next, download the relevant version from the software download page. If you need to download the version by yourself, it is suggested to download the recommended version. If not, you can download the latest version. Next, let's see how to obtain test documents. These documents can provide you with configuration references. Visit the H3C official website and click Support in the navigation bar, then click Resource Center, Technical Documents. Select corresponding products. We select switches for example, and then you can click to download the basic test cases. And you can also select specific model to download the configuration guides and command reference. After obtaining the devices, you need to build the test environment and do pre-testing according to customer requirements. Convert customer requirements into test cases and output test case documents. A test case should include the following content. Title. Test purpose. It means to verify which function. Test topology. Test process. It means to complete steps for testing. Expected result. An actual result. It means to obtained based on test process. Next, let's take a look at an example of a test cases document. You can open the test case template document to view the detailed content. Let's see the detailed content of the test case. For example, now you need to verify static routing function. The title is static route, and the test purpose is to verify the switch supports static route protocol. For the test topology, we use 2 switches to connect each other and specify the interfaces and IP information. Next is the test process, which include how we configure the interface and IP, how to configure the static routing function, and how to verify the function. For expected results, it means what results we can obtain based on the test process. The last one is actual results. We need to add relevant configuration commands based on the testing process. For example, in step 1, we need to add commands to create VLANs, IP addresses, and add VLANs to ports. We also need to add screenshots of the actual results based on the expected results. For example, for expected result 2, after adding the static route on 2 switches, the loopback interface addresses of 2 switches can access each other. We need to add this screenshot. Next is the appendix. After completing the demonstration, we need to ask the customer to sign here. That's all the content of the test case document. When doing the pre-testing, you need to send daily test report to synchronize test progress and record risks. Let's take a look at the detailed content of the testing daily report. You need to record the testing location, participants, device model under tested and version. In the fourth step, you need to record the test cases finished today, then you need to write your plan for next day. Finally, you need to record the problems and risks encountered, and it is necessary to designate the responsible person to solve them. The test daily report needs to be sent to related marketing colleague, and send the carbon copy to the service manager and technical manager. These are all the things you need to do during pre-testing. Next, you need to do on-site testing based on the time plan. Let's see the process of on-site testing. The on-site testing includes 3 parts. Firstly, when you arrive at the customer site, you need to build the demonstration environment. You should communicate with customers in advance to clarify networking and IP address planning, and build the network based on this information. After building the environment, you should demonstrate the test cases one by one. After demonstrating a test case, confirm with the customer whether this case can pass. If this one is passed, keep a record. If not passed, inquire about the reasons and find the solution. During the demonstration, you also need to answer customer questions. If you encounter unanswerable questions, you can ask the customer if they agree to demonstrate the next test item first, and you need to contact sales engineer and technical manager to find the solution in time. You need to send the test daily report during on-site testing. It is used to synchronize the progress of the demonstration and identify problems and risks encountered. You can contact related marketing colleague and technical managers as soon as possible to find solution. Next, let's see what you should do after finishing the demonstration on site. The third part is what you need to do after demonstrating the test cases. After completing the demonstration, if there are no other problems, you should ask the customer to sign the test case document. If any test case demonstration fails, you need to communicate with sales engineer and technical manager whether you can ask customer sign it, and explain to them the reason for the failure of the test item and find remedial method. After the customer signs the test case document, you need to submit the test summary report. It is used to summarize the project progress and record the problems encountered. You need to check the borrowed devices and return to Service Manager at the same time. If the customer wants to try out the device, you need to confirm with Sales Engineer if they agree this. Finally, you need to notify relevant colleagues the project has ended. Share test case document and test summary report to the marketing, service managers, and technical managers. Let's take a look at the template for the test summary report. First, fill in the background information of the project according to the eFlow. Then add team members who have participated in the test. For the summary of the test, you need to fill in the following information. Project process overview. You can describe the progress of project testing, such as when the project started, when demonstrated, and when it ended. Problems encountered and solutions. You should describe the problems encountered during testing or demonstrations, as well as solutions. Summary of test results, such as summarize the test and demonstration results, whether the test passed, and customer satisfaction. Next, you can fill in the information of other competitors if this project has. Then you need to fill in the working hours. Finally, in the appendix, you should record the problems that need follow-up tracking, customer requirements, and upload test cases document. That's all about the test summary report. When doing pre-testing and on-site testing, you need to record the work hours on H3C website. You can visit https://islh.h3c.com and use external account login. After logging in, select relevant projects to add work hours. After completing the day's work, you need to record the working hours within 7 days. The next part is about the questions and answers that ASP engineers may encounter. Let's take a look at the question 1. What should you do if the customer proposes a requirement exceeds the test plan? When you encounter this situation, do not directly reject the customer's demand. You can suggest to the customer to demonstrate the test items according to the plan first. If the customer's new requirement is easy to configure, you can do pre-testing after demonstrating other test items, and then demonstrate to the customer after finishing the pre-testing, and add this requirement to the test case document and summary report. If the customer's new requirement is complex, you should provide feedback to sales engineer and technical manager for analysis as soon as possible. If this requirement can be met, you should arrange another time for demonstration with the customer after finishing pre-testing. If this requirement cannot be met, communicate with the testing project team to determine how to respond to the customer. The second question is how to keep customer information confidential during pre-sales testing. Firstly, as the person in charge of testing implementation, you need to pay attention to the confidentiality of customer information. Secondly, when doing on-site testing, you should be responsible for the security information such as the configuration of existing network devices and business processes which customer has confidentiality requirements. You should submit the confidentiality commitment letter and operate according to the customer's requirements for confidential information. If the customer has other confidentiality requirements, you need to comply with the customer's requirements. For test plan, test summary report, test daily report and other documents, they can only be used for the project without the client's permission and cannot be transferred to others for other purposes. In principle, the archived test documents can only be used for internal learning, and cannot be transferred to others for other purposes. The next question is what you can do when you don't know how to answer the customer's question during the test. First of all, you should have a good preparation before the on-site POC about the questions customers may ask. If customer asks the question which you don't know how to answer, continue other test cases and ask for customer's agreement to check the question. You can communicate with SE and technical manager, then give customer feedback. To ensure the progress of on-site testing, it's recommended to collect all questions that customer interested in and give feedback together. The fourth question is what should you do when meeting a product bug? You can continue to demonstrate other test cases and ask for customer's agreement to check the issue with H3C engineer later, then give customer feedback. The demonstration is to show the product's advantages, so we should guide customers to see other functions instead of spending a lot of time focusing on this product issue when demonstrating. The last question is, what should you suggest to customers after sending the test cases document to them? You need to ask the customer to sign the test case document. If the customer refuses to sign, you should inquire about the reason and seek help from sales engineer and service manager. You should give suggestions to customer that the document can't be used as after-sales delivery solution and only can be used as a reference of delivery configuration, because POC test is different from after-sales delivery. When you receive the document from customer with signature, you should check if there is failed items. If there are any test items failed, check the reason with sales engineer or customer and make risk warning. During the testing, you may encounter many problems. You need to follow the testing process, record and provide feedback in time, and communicate with other colleagues. That's all about this training. I hope everyone can understand the pre-sales testing process and how to support a pre-sales testing project. Thank you all for joining.